Hi class, this is Jerry Jankowski. I'm going to be doing a tutorial which is actually for a project in the Adobe Illustrator book. It's the Adobe Illustrator 2020 release, Classroom in the Book. This class is on learning graphic design, and our major software we'll be using in this class is Adobe Illustrator. This is a very basic beginning tutorial for those of you who don't know Adobe Illustrator. So those of you who do know it or moderately well, you could probably skip this. Okay, so we're going to be doing a postcard. It's going to be called Nut&Squirrel Boutique, okay? What I'd like you to do is go online, go to Canvas, and find a file. Let me see if I have it on my desktop here. Yes, in Canvas, you should have a zip file called AI-lesson 00 Nut&Squirrel. That's a zip file. Download it and double click it, open it up, and there's a folder in there with two different images. You will need those for this tutorial. This tutorial is broken up into 3 sections so that it's not too long, and just in case you are a total newbie, beginner, you won't get overwhelmed in this. Okay, so here we go. I have the Adobe Illustrator software running. I'm going to click on Create New. And first of all, you have to tell Adobe Illustrator what you're going to do. What's your end result from this work? What do you want? You need to tell it so that it sets it up properly. Are you mobile? Is this going to be for a phone, web, print? Let's say this is a printed postcard we're working on, okay? Let's click Print. There we go. Here's our selections now. We have legal, tabloid. Let's go to letter. That's probably the closest size. We don't want points. We want inches. So what you need to do is go over to the right, and where it says points, do the down arrow, click on that, and get inches. All right, and it's CMYK, high 300 PPI. We'll talk about this later on in the semester. And according to the book, because I am going through the book for this particular project, they want the width to be 11 and the height to be 9. Okay, so it's a horizontal layout. That's this. Horizontal is also called landscape. Okay, so let's do create. All right, great. This is the swatches. Let me just put this back in here. Okay, we go into the particulars of this later on in the semester, up front in the semester, but we'll go through them in Zoom and in some other on assignments. But just for you to basically know, this is the tool palette. On the top is called the control bar, and over here is the floating palettes. They call them floating because you can basically click them, pull them, and put them back. Okay, keep them stored there really nicely. Also, for this tutorial, please be on Essentials Classic, because if you're on Essentials, your tabletop is going to look a lot different than mine. Your screen is going to look a lot different than mine. So please, Essentials Classic for this tutorial. All right, let's go to Tools, the top two, Selection, and the Direct Selection tool. We're going to go down to this one called the Rectangle tool. Okay, just click on it. We're going to go over to our work area, and we're going to just click once, and you get this nice dialog box that comes up. Now I already have, because I've done this before this, I'm doing this for you. So 10 comes up and 8 comes up. So you can type whatever you want. For this, do 8 and 10. Okay? And there you go. All right. The selection tool is kind of a mover tool. So you can click on your shape and move it around. All right. The direct selection tool is for something else, and I'll show you. It's much more for doing fine tuning, and I will show you that. Okay, so here we go. Let's just eyeball it as best we can so that you have about a 1/2 inch margin. Okay. So this is 11 across, and our rectangle is 10. And this is, what is this, top to bottom is 9, and our rectangle is 8. So you have 5 inches, I'm sorry, 0.5, 1/2 an inch on the top and the bottom. So just eyeball it so that it's close, okay? Looks good. This is a shape. Adobe Illustrator is all about shapes. Obviously, it's about illustrating too, but it is about making shapes and controlling them, and how do you do that, and what's the easiest and best way to do that. And we will talk about that this semester. Okay, let's change some things right now. Let's click on this. Over here is your selection for, this is the fill. That means what's inside the shape. This is stroke, which is the border. Okay, fill and border. All right. You will also notice, like in a lot of Adobe software, this is here underneath all the tools. It's also up here. And if you look at your, let's open up swatches. It's here too. See that? They all function the same. Adobe just likes to give you it in many ways, depending on how you want to work. Be reminded in this semester that I am going to probably end up doing, after all the years I've worked with this, I'll do it what I consider the easiest for myself. Please do that with me. On your own, you do whatever you want, but just please, as you're learning, learn the basics, learn from somebody who's teaching, and then go off and do whatever is easiest and fastest for you, okay? Okay, this is the square donut. This is the stroke. So let's change some things. Let's change the width. Let's change the color. And let's make these corners rounded. Okay, let's do that right now. All right, stroke. I'm going to pull this and do this over here. If you don't have this icon, what you need to do is go to Window and find it. Where is it? It is the stroke, and it's right here. So the check means I already have it on my my desktop. So whenever you need something, say artboards, or you need swatches are really important. Okay, just come here and click on it and you'll get it. All right, so the Window is your go-to, okay, for a lot of these functions. All right, I'm going to just guess 3. I want 3 points. See how it got thicker? And I'm going to do a dark blue. So in the swatches, we have some predetermined colors. Now I'm going to click on this. Okay, and there you go. Easy. All right, now I'm going to click on this. See these little blue, there's a dot and there's a circle. It's like a little blue belly button. Click on it and pull it in. I'm going to do, the book I believe says 0.3, it doesn't matter. Do something around this. Just a nice gentle curve, okay? And then click onto the artboard to deselect, and there you go. Okay, we've just learned actually quite a bit. Now, let's do the inside. Let's do the fill. Now, since I want the fill, you have to make sure that your fill is in front. See that? It makes it active. Okay, so let's click on the shape. We have some predetermined colors here, and we have some nice grays. This one is 30% K. K is black. Okay? There we go. How about a little bit lighter? There, 20%. Really nice. Okay? And that is it for this tutorial. The next tutorial, we will discuss bringing in an object, tracing it, and working with type.